Hello, and welcome to Community Enrichment Group's YouTube channel. Happy Social Work Month. Community Enrichment Group is a nonprofit 501c3 organization in the state of Louisiana that is dedicated to providing education, treatment, and service to persons across the life cycle. During the month of March, in honor of Social Work Month, Community Enrichment Group has made a pledge to assist students and social work practitioners in their preparation for the LMSW and LCSW test. So let's get started with our question of the day. Okay, question of the day. Before we even get started, let's just think about some study skills that we can bring with us when we sit for the LMSW or the LCSW exam. It's important to remember that the exam has two types of questions: recall and application, with the majority of the questions being application. The question for today is an application question. Another test tip that I would like to share with you: if the question is two or more sentences, it can be helpful to read the last sentence of the question first. So let's look at the last part of the question. Which of the following is most likely responsible for the client's behavior? Another thing that I want you to pay attention as we tackle this question is the qualifier most. Okay, so let's read the question through and through. A social worker finds that a client has poor impulse control, often acting on urges with little forethought. Which of the following is most likely responsible for the client's behavior? We have three selections: the superego, the id, and the ego. Another helpful tip is to utilize the process of elimination. Okay, this question is definitely a direct link to Freud's structural model of the psyche. If you can remember, the structural model of the psyche divides the personality into three components. The three components being the id, the ego, and the superego. Okay, let's see what we remember about the id, the ego, and the superego to help us move towards getting the correct answer for this question. If you can remember, the superego operates as a moral conscience. Again, the superego operates as a moral conscience. What about that ego? The ego is the realistic part that mediates between the desires of the id and the superego. So, what is the id? Think back to those theory classes that you had in social work, in grad school, and in undergrad. The id is the primitive and instinctual part of the mind. So, again, if we look at this question, it asks us to apply it to a client that has poor impulse control. So, would it be A, the superego? There's no reference to a moral conscience, so we can eliminate that one. Is it the id, the primitive and instinctual part of the mind? We have to remember that this part of the mind contains drives, and those drives are most likely to be associated with what? Poor impulse control. Okay, we're going to put our pinpoint there, but that looks like that's the answer. But let's go ahead and look at the letter C as well. Letter C says ego. The ego is the realistic part that mediates between the desires of the id and the superego. So, in this case, we've definitely eliminated A and we have eliminated C. So, the correct answer is, you got it, B, the id. The id is the primitive and instinctual part of the mind that contains drives that are likely the cause of the urges that this client is experiencing. So there you have it, today's question of the day. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Social Work Month. Please come in and join us throughout the month of March and beyond. Please like, subscribe, and follow. Have a great day.